jaw. "Ethan!" His expression was terrifying. Ryan hit the ground. "You..." But before he could say or do something, Ethan pulled him back up. Another punch, then another, then another. "Ethan!" He didn't stop. Years of rage burned in his eyes. She didn't know this side of him because she always saw him as quite calm and humble. But little did Amelia know that Ethan's calm side and his humbleness was only for her. She ran forward and wrapped her arms around him, tightly as she could. His entire body froze. "Please stop." He was breathing hard. His hands trembled. She held him tighter. "It's okay." Her heart was beating as fast as it could. Ethan could feel her warmth on his back. Neither of them moved. Several seconds passed. Then his head slowly lowered until it rested on her shoulder. "I thought he hurt you." She felt something crack inside her chest because his voice sounded afraid, not angry, afraid. She touched his face. "I'm okay." He closed his eyes, then pulled her into his arms and held her as though he never wanted to let go. Just like that. A year passed. In a blink, rain fell once again. Ethan stood across the same road, holding 2 cups of hot chocolate. Amelia smiled at him, then stepped off the curb. She promised him one date a year ago, but didn't know how and where a whole year went. And they only could closer. She was crossing the road. When suddenly, headlights appeared. A horn blared. Ethan's face changed. "Amelia!" Everything happened so fast that Ethan couldn't even get a chance to move from his place. The impact, the scream. Ethan's hand dropped both the cups of hot chocolate. A tear dropped from his eye. In less than a second, he rushed towards her. And just like that, his happy moment turned into a nightmare. The same road, the same rain, only this time, she was the one lying on the ground. Due to heavy bleeding and internal injuries, she went into coma. The doctors didn't know if she'd wake up. Days became weeks, weeks became months, months became years. But Ethan never left. Every morning, fresh flowers appeared beside her bed. Every night he sat beside her. He read books to her, played her favorite songs, brushed her hair, talked to her. Sometimes he simply held her hand for hours. A nurse once found him asleep with his cheek resting against her fingers. "You should go home." He looked at Amelia. "This is home." A year passed, then another. One evening, a nurse quietly asked, "What if she never wakes up?" He tucked a blanket around Amelia's shoulders, then kissed her forehead. "I'll still stay." "How long can a person stay like this?" He looked at her sleeping face. "Till she says my name again." And he was true to his words. 2 years later, it was yet another day. He was sitting beside her bed, reading a book, when suddenly Amelia's finger moved. Then another. Her eyelashes fluttered. Ethan was too caught up with the book. He didn't notice. Slowly, her eyes opened. The first thing she saw was him. His face was buried in the pages of the book. Only eyes were visible from where Amelia saw dark circles rested beneath his eyes. His clothes were wrinkled. There were photographs everywhere, flowers, letters, books, signs that someone had been living in this room. It took her several seconds to say the name, Ethan. And with that, a tear fell from the corner of her eye. He dropped the book and then looked at her. He couldn't believe his eyes. He cupped her face in his palms ever so gently. Yeah, she was real. "Amelia?" A tear rolled down his cheek, then another. "You came back?" Her throat tightened. "You stayed?" He laughed shakily. "Where else would I go?" Hearing that, Amelia felt like her heart missed a beat. She looked around. Every photograph, every flower, every letter. For 2 years. He had loved her while she couldn't even open her eyes. Something inside her melted completely. She raised a trembling hand and touched his face. He immediately leaned into her palm, as though he'd been waiting for that touch forever. "You really are obsessed with me." A broken laugh escaped him. Terribly. Tears filled her eyes, and for the first time, she understood. This wasn't infatuation. This wasn't an obsession. This was devotion, the kind that loves even in silence. "I love you," she whispered. "Not more than me." He closed his eyes and cried, but also smiled. Years later, their house was filled with laughter. 2 children ran through the garden, a little girl and a boy. Amelia stood in the kitchen, strong arms wrapped around her waist. A familiar chin rested on her shoulder. "You know," she said, smiling, "we've been married for 8 years. We have 2 children. You still follow me everywhere. She laughed. "You still look at me like I hung the moon." He turned her around. "I do." The children groaned. "Dad is kissing Mom again." "Turn around, you two." And they listened obediently. Amelia laughed. He kissed her forehead, then her nose, then her cheek, as if he were still the man standing in the rain with a cardboard sign, as if he were still afraid she might disappear. She touched his face. "You never changed." He smiled softly. "Neither did my heart." And after everything, the accidents, the fear, the waiting, he still loved her exactly the same way, fiercely, passionately, endlessly, like the man whose life had once been saved by a girl running into the rain, and who had never stopped loving her ever since.